Here we go again. We got Tyson Fury saying some questionable things here. He said, quote, "I think he's a good boxer, a very talented cruiserweight, but I don't think he is no great shake. He's very hittable. He's small. He's light. He's not fast. I think he's something similar to Tomasz Adamek. I think he's at that level." Unquote. That's Tyson Fury talking about Oleksandr Usyk. Well, if Oleksandr Usyk is no better than a Tomasz Adamek, which I think is laughable, okay? But if he's no better than a Tomasz Adamek, then why did Tyson Fury need a warm-up fight before facing him for the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship? If he's that, less of a threat, then why a warm-up fight? Because he fought Deontay Wilder in a trilogy fight just a few months ago. Do you really need a warm-up fight before going in there against Usyk? These days, the top fighters fight, twice a year? So it would be a fight within 12 months of the Wilder fight if you were to face Usyk next. But Tyson Fury wasn't willing to do that. So I don't believe what Tyson Fury is saying here. I think he's trying to gaslight the public. I think he's trying to diminish the threat of Oleksandr Usyk. This is something Tyson Fury has done time and time again. And perhaps he's also trying to talk himself confident. I've talked about Tyson Fury's psychology in the past being similar to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali would always belittle his rivals, his opponents. You would never hear Ali say, "Oh, this guy's a great fighter and he's amazing and he's dangerous, so I got to be on my game." No, Ali would mock Sonny Liston. He would mock George Foreman, who was wiping people out who actually beat Ali. Joe Frazier, Ken Norton, both beat Ali. And Ali's there ringside watching George Foreman destroy Ken Norton. And after the fight, when the Colonel Bob Sheridan asked him, "Well, what happened there? He just wiped out somebody who beat you." And Ali still wouldn't give George Foreman hardly any credit. Was still talking about destroying him and retiring him despite what he'd just seen. Completely defiant. Tyson Fury is of the same mindset and of the same mentality. He doesn't like giving his opponents credit. Obviously, when he's going in to fight an opponent, he might give them some credit at that stage to try and sell the show. Oh, this guy would destroy Anthony Joshua and he destroyed Dylan White and he destroy everybody else because clearly I'm fighting the best guy in the division, so you guys need to purchase this pay-per-view. Yeah, he'll do that sometimes. But in between fights, he's not very complimentary to pretty much anyone. And you guys have seen that over the years. But at the same time, Tyson Fury is a bit of a master when it comes to PR and manipulating public opinion. He likes to diminish Oleksandr Usyk because who's Oleksandr Usyk fighting next? He's fighting Anthony Joshua. So he wants to control the narrative. He wants to manipulate public perception, whereby they think that he's head and shoulders over even Usyk and AJ. So there isn't as much pressure on him to fight Usyk. You see, this is what both PBC with Team Wilder did, and also Tyson Fury. They created a situation where the public believed that Fury and Wilder were the two best heavyweights, so they didn't put pressure on either of them at a certain stage to fight anyone other than each other. Yeah? So be mindful of that, people, of what Tyson Fury is trying to do here. He openly admitted that Steve Cunningham was the most difficult opponent of his career. A cruiserweight who isn't as, who doesn't have the achievements, who isn't as credentialed as Oleksandr Usyk, gave him the toughest fight of his career. But yet he's sitting there trying to tell you that Usyk is no better than Tomasz Adamek. Give me a break. In the words of Tyson Fury's co-promoter, Frank Warren, do me a favor. Come on. No better than Tomasz Adamek. You're having a laugh. He's way better than Tomasz Adamek. Way more skilled. Way better achievements. Undisputed cruiserweight champion. Of course, gold medalist in the amateurs. Unified heavyweight champion. Who did Tomasz Adamek ever beat at heavyweight. What, Chris Arreola? And you're saying that based upon that, Usyk's no better than... Seriously, people, if you fall for stuff like this, then I got some seafront property in Birmingham to sell you. He's gaslighting you. He must have taken a leaf out of the Potato and a Wigs book in Westminster for gaslighting. Dear, oh dear. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Tyson Fury claiming that Oleksandr Usyk is no better than Tomasz Adamek, when his own promoter, Frank Warren, admitted in this interview that Tyson Fury wanted a tune-up. He didn't want to call it a tune-up, but he admitted that Tyson Fury wanted a fight before facing Oleksandr Usyk in an undisputed match. And confirming what I suspected, Eddie Hearn said that the reason AJ asked for more money in negotiations to step aside to allow Fury versus Usyk is because Tyson Fury came and said, well, I want a tune-up fight, or I want an interim fight before the undisputed, which means that AJ would have had to wait even longer. And you're being paid for the amount of time you wait. If you step aside, you're out, okay, I'll step aside, but when am I going to get my shot? You're thinking you're going to get your shot right after he fights Usyk. Yeah, you face the winner. Then all of a sudden they're telling you, no, Fury's going to have a fight first. Then after that, he'll fight Usyk. And then the winner after that will fight and AJ. Okay, if you want me to wait that long, give me more money. That's reasonable. But again, it's all about PR. And Tyson Fury is the PR king. I don't think anyone has really got the better of him with regards to PR, propaganda. You know, they call it public relations. Read Edward Benet's book, Propaganda. Yeah, I don't think anyone's really got the better of Tyson Fury with regards to PR. Even Eddie Hearn, who's good at it himself, isn't quite as good as Fury. And Fury, of course, is in good company when it comes to PR and spin, because Bob Arum in particular is good. Frank Warren, I mean, he's not bad at it, but I don't think he's as good as Bob Arum or even his charge Tyson Fury. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Fury's comments here about Usyk. Do you think he has a point? Do you think, like me, it's all bluster? It's him doing what he normally does, trying to control the narrative, and perhaps just diminishing Usyk even in his own mind before he fights him, in the same kind of, using the same psychological tactics that Muhammad Ali used to use. Talking himself confident. Defeating his opponent in his own mind before he faces him in the ring. Let me know in the comments below.